John Eats Cheap, going about as cheap as you can. Free, it's free food. Don't you love it, garden season, when friends have gardens and they give you more than just, zucchini? Yeah. Well, fortunately, I've never been good at growing tomatoes in my own garden. Mrs. Cheap has a friend that said, hey, you want some tomatoes? Look at these beauties. Now, I will tell you, almost all of these were still kind of green when we got them, and I read how to ripen them. You can either put them in a paper bag. I just put them in a cardboard box, covered them up for 2 days, and they come out looking like that. I mean, I was very skeptical, but there we are. Some nice, plump, juicy red tomatoes. We already made a whole bunch of stuff. We eaten half of this fresh salsa already. I made the WB World's Best Marinara. I've got about a dozen of these in the freezer. We're going to make some more. A little bit of a twist. I'm going to, instead of blanching these and peeling them like I usually do on the stove, I got the grill fired up. We're going to do some fire roasting of these and then peel them. Make some more sauce for the freezer to last us all year long. So the grill is heated up. We're getting ready to roast these babies. I just got a little vegetable oil I'm going to spray on them. Already did the other side just so they won't stick. Make sure they won't stick. And it might create just a little bit of flame. See? So I turned the heat all the way down to low. We're just going to space these out. Let them roast. By the way, I've never done this before. We're trying it brand new. It may get ugly, but we're going to show you the truth. All right, these have been on about 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and flip them a little, because I see this guy here is splitting already. You're getting a little bit of brown on there. Not a lot. So Mrs. Cheap and I were talking, and I said, you know what will be good? Next time we should do this with some onions too. And she said, go get an onion. So I did, because we're going to be pulverizing it all up into sauce. My tomatoes are pretty much about done. So I'm kind of pulling those up, getting ready for the ice bath. You can see they split, so they'll be easy to peel. And they got a little bit of char on them. I don't know that it'll make a huge flavor difference. We'll just have to see. So, into the ice bath. This will make them really easy to peel. So right now, these are chilled and blistered, fire roasted. So I'm just cutting the stem out. I don't want the stem in there. And then we just peel the skin. See how easy that comes off? And you don't want the skin in there because you don't want that in your sauce, right? Just gives you the flesh of the tomato. Peels just like that. And if you got a little left, that's okay. You know, that's what's got the char on it, right? There you go. I got a ways to go, and I got to go get my onions too. Onions char roasted. I'm still skinning tomatoes. So as I'm peeling, some of these are really easy to peel. In some spots, some aren't. I'm guessing I'm dealing with some spots that didn't get heated up enough to make it blister in that area of the tomato. Because when you blanch them, they're submerged in boiling water. So I would guess that's why these are tougher to peel. My last batch I did that way, blanching in water. These, if they don't taste any different, this way is tougher. All right, I've got my cooking vessel. I've got my charred onions, my tomatoes all peeled. I'm going to put some tomato paste in too. So first thing I'm going to do is get these into the Ninja and just blend them up. And I will tell you, when I hit the power button, Dewey the dog does not like the Ninja. Hey, Dewey didn't mind. Add a little bit more. You know what? I'm going to throw my onions in here too now. I think those will add a little more of the char flavor, really. And Now he's talking. Now he's talking. Easy, buddy. He's like the blending police. Need to get that guy down there a little bit more. See if we can get all this in one batch. There we go. Yeah. We will get it all in one batch. This is the hard part because it splatters. You don't know whether to go fast or slow. There we go. All right. We're going to add some seasoning to that. A little bit of tomato paste. Let me turn my power up here. And tomato paste, I got to start getting that tomato paste in the tube because you never use like a whole can. And it's so hard to get out and blend in. And I'm not going to add a lot because I don't have a lot of tomatoes. So I'm probably going to do half a small can here. We're just going to heat this up and that'll help thicken it up and give it a little more rich tomato flavor. All right, our pulverized sauce is in there. That's our tomato sauce. Now we're going to make it taste good, right? So season it up. This is kind of how I do. I have a video for the world's best pasta sauce or tomato sauce, and it's real easy. And it is really easy. We'll post the link here down below. And it takes a lot of salt. Do some black pepper. And we will be adding later on. So that's why I don't do measurements. I just put, that's probably a teaspoon, and a teaspoon of garlic powder, like that. And then some Italian seasoning. We'll sprinkle that in there too. And like I said, I know I'll be adding more later, but this is just going to get it started. I'll mix this up. And the secret, later on, you add a stick of butter, for goodness. I'd like to say that's the way Grandma did it, but Grandma didn't do it that way. So I'm going to let this simmer a little bit. Like I said, I'll add probably half a stick of butter because this is a small batch, but just something you can do with your homemade tomatoes that's easy. This sauce freezes great. I just freeze it in quart bags like I showed you at the beginning. And you know what? When you let it simmer, just make sure you cover it or you'll go away to do something and come back and everything's going to be splattered. Just a Johnny's cheap tip because it has happened to me. Ooh, tasty. You know what? I can't really tell a fire roasted tomato difference. So that was a little more difficult. I probably won't do it that way again. But you got a lot of tomatoes. Do this. Look at that. That's probably 3 quarts of sauce. And it's so versatile. You freeze it like this and just freeze it in a quart Ziploc. You can add, when you reheat it, then you can add the other stuffs. Some sausage for a meat sauce. Meatballs, I always add some Parmesan cheese in there, thickens it up and gives it good flavor. Or just have it like this as a pizza sauce. You can do a lot with this. So just freeze it, thaw it out, and use it. That's eating cheap. Thanks for the tomatoes. Thanks for watching. Subscribe down below. Don't forget.